Guys, I saw it. It's huge, and it's alive. Oh shit, my mom is coming. Let's do the review. And action. Preview, review. "10 Cloverfield Lane." So 10 Cloverfield Lane is neither a sequel or a prequel to the original monster movie that came out in 2008. It does take place inside the same universe, but we're never given an exact time of when these events are taking place. But there are clues. I'm not going to get into my theories of when this movie takes place and how it relates to Cloverfield, because that's not what you're here for. Now, I loved Cloverfield. It is not only one of my favorite found footage movies of all time, but it's also one of my favorite monster movies. So I was pumped to see this. The movie follows a woman played by Mary Elizabeth Winstead, who is essentially running from her past, which leads to her getting into a car accident. From there, she's kidnapped or saved by a man played by John Goodman, who claims that the outside air is contaminated and unbreathable. So now the two of them, along with another survivor, must live out their days in a bomb shelter. And all of this is happening while they deal with the threats from the outside as well as the inside. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is John Goodman. He was phenomenal. I don't even have to think twice when I say that his performance in this movie is the first of the year that deserves an Oscar nomination. He's had such a diverse acting career. He's been in kid-friendly comedies, emotional war dramas, and now he's the antagonist of a suspense thriller. I'm not saying that the rest of the cast aren't good. They were great as well. But I'm telling you now, every time I saw Goodman on screen, I got uncomfortable because it felt like his character was sitting right next to me. Another thing that I wanted to bring up was the tone of the movie. Nowadays, it's really hard for filmmakers to build tension in their flicks and scare audiences. But this one, on the other hand, did it perfectly. There's one scene in particular where the entire audience, including myself, screamed in fright. And the amount of tension in this movie is unbelievable. There's so much tension, in fact, that by the end credits, my hands were numb from gripping my seat in apprehension. My only issue with this film is that it barely related to Cloverfield. This movie didn't give me any closure because none of the questions from the original flick were answered. Also, each act felt like a completely separate movie. The first act reminded me of the video game Fallout for some odd reason. Probably because there was very little dialogue. The second act, which lasts for a good hour, was a brilliant suspense thriller with a claustrophobic atmosphere and contained pacing. The final act, which was basically an explosive conclusion, had one question ringing through my mind. What the hell is going on? Now, I'm fine with the movie as a whole. In fact, I loved it. But the transition between each one felt rushed, making each part of the movie too different. Aside from my fan gripes, I can't find any flaws with 10 Cloverfield Lane. If anything, don't set your expectations too high, because very little is explained about the connection between this movie and Cloverfield. Essentially, don't go into this film expecting Cloverfield 2 or a monster movie. Do expect an excellent thriller with a sci-fi twist added in to make for an edge-of-your-seat experience. I'm going to give 10 Cloverfield Lane a 4.5 out of 5. So have you seen 10 Cloverfield Lane? Did you see it? What did you think about it? Whatever you think, comment below, let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, punch that like button, and I will see you guys next time on Preview Review. Thanks for watching.